What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the J&J Toy Giants YouTube channel, Toy Unboxing. I am your host, JD. It was nice outside, and I was going to do something different because I wanted to get outside. You know, it was so nice, and then all of a sudden, these clouds just came right over me. And Jaden is outside, hanging out in his new pool, so you might hear him. Yeah, so you might hear him in the background, but I wanted to go outside. The sun is trying to come out, but I'm going to be going over today a few figures. I'm going to be going over the G.I. Joe Retro re-releases, Duke, Cobra Commander, and Baroness and Destro. I don't remember where I heard that these were actually coming out. It was about maybe a year back, and I didn't think it was for real. You know, I just thought that they were just, it was like fake news. But I did see these, and I saw a lot of people actually getting these online through the very Facebook groups that I'm a part of. And I was a big, huge G.I. Joe fan back in the day, and I definitely wanted to start and add to my collection and start these. They pretty much look the same as they did back in the 80s. And I'm going to open them up, and we're going to do like we always do. We're going to let them breathe. All right, so here is Duke from the G.I. Joe Retro re-release from Hasbro. And one thing right off the bat that I like is they come with stands. Now, I apologize. It's a little blurry here because I'm actually trying to use. I don't have a table like I normally would have inside, so I have to use Jaden's little jungle gym that he's had for like years, so he can see. It's a little worse for wear, but we did restate it not so long ago. But however, you can see. I'm gonna zoom in. There's Duke's stand. And I think that with Hasbro, they kind of like knew that collectors would need these. So it's a close-up of Duke right here. Very accurate. So they figured, why not have these? Because then you have this, and it actually has their own name on it too, so that's cool. So this is Duke, and he's a leader of the G.I. Joe, or co-leader I should say, because I know him and Flint would kind of take the turns in being the leader of the Joes in certain missions. And came with his own little Desert Eagle pistol and his assault rifle, and it comes with a helmet here, right there. So you can actually take the helmet off as well if you want to, but it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. And I don't know, I think you can put the pistol, you can put the pistol in its holster right over here, which is cool. And I love that the fact this whole stand has actually got me a little giddy now, because you don't need to actually get stands. I know stands aren't that hard to come by, especially for 3 1/4 inch figures, but it's just nice to know that you have it. I don't believe that I remember the older ones from the 80s coming with them, because I don't believe collecting was a real big thing back in the day, because they knew that they were their sole target was kids. So kids didn't care about stands because they weren't collecting, to actually display these or anything like that. So, I think nowadays they know that if they're going to re-release these, they're going to need it for the nostalgia factor and for kids to play. So you have it if you want to display it, or you don't need it and just save it if you want to just play with it if you're just a kid. And so it works well for both markets, for both demographics, as far as like their target audience or consumer rather. So I like that. Duke is actually, spoiler alert, he did pass away in the movie, but I don't know if that was retconned in the future series after that, because I know there was Renegade. I don't know if that was canon or if it was a continuation, or if it's just another universe of G.I. Joe. I got to do a little bit more research on that. Comment on the video if you know that if Renegade, that came right after Real American Hero, was it a retcon? Is it canon or not? But I like it. It definitely. I just came across this one not too long ago, maybe a week ago, because I got Destro and Baroness first, and then I don't know what happened, but I just wasn't able to find any of the other ones in the stores. They just weren't in there, and I know a lot of people were like pre-ordering these already, so I know that some people got them, some people didn't. I was just lucky enough to find these. Actually, Jaden, I said it before, I said it again. Jaden is like got eyes of a hawk, because this kid can spot a figure and will grab it just because he knows that I need it, and so he's always got like my figure scout. So I love this. Definitely gonna be front and center of my my shelf, and I'm actually just got new shelves too. So I'm definitely going to have some more real estate to put some more Joes on here. So it's cool. Let's go on the next one. All right, this is Cobra Commander, the head honcho of the Joes. And you're always, this is kind of like the way I remembered him. That I hope they come with like a variant, but not necessarily a variant, but a different wave where he's in like, not the helmet and the mask that you see here, but it was kind of like he had like a cloth sack or like some sort of a mask, but it was different. It was like a cloth that just went right over his head and almost kind of looked like it was a sheet, but it poked holes in it. So you can see it right here when I'm just putting a picture up here to see what I'm talking about. So that's where you kind of saw him every now and again when he was not in battle, other than what you see here when he was in this. And then I believe it was in season 2 or 3 where he is like in this new, like kind of like respirator type Darth Vader lookalike suit, where his mask was completely different. You can see the picture over here of what I'm talking about here. What, you know, that I remember him in like the newer series after that, because I think they were in a hiatus after a while because there were so many seasons on the or volumes rather, of the first iteration of Real American Heroes, and then in the second and third season they kind of like updated the animation. So with Cobra Commander, he does come with a stand, like I said. He does come with a knife. I put it in his holster right here, and his blaster. So it's pretty much you know, simple when it comes to him, because he really, a lot of times he was like not in the battle, like, you know, in the front lines. He was always like directing traffic and always telling people what to do, and then he would always get into like this vehicle where it gets shot down. One of the things that I remember back in the G.I. Joe series is that they didn't want anybody to kill anyone, and that was one of the things that was a big no-no back in the day, because we were in the Cold War during that time in the 80s, so they didn't want to see anybody killed. So every time you see the Joes defeated, they were always shot down in their vehicle, and then they always parachute away to live to fight another day.
What is happening? Stand and fight, you cowards! Retreat! Retreat! Retreat!
And so that's pretty much what they do every single time. So nobody, that was the only time that when I was talking about Duke, when it wasn't until the movie came out that they could actually do that, but it was kind of frowned upon. Some parents kind of had a big to-do about it because they're like, no, he shouldn't die. People shouldn't die, you know, because the kids are like, no, we don't want kids to know about death in that way. So it was kind of like, you know, shocking when Duke died. I think they were trying to compete with the Transformers when Optimus Prime died, and I gotta figure out, anybody that's commenting on the videos, let me know, did Transformers the movie come first or after G.I. Joe the movie? And I'll probably research that after I'm recording here, but just for my own amusement, just comment and let me know. But definitely it's going to be right beside Duke, or I'm probably going to face him off against Duke, and then I'll have a Joe side and a Cobra side. I haven't seen any more Joes. I want to get Roadblock, and I haven't seen Snake Eyes come out yet. Mostly the ones that I've been seeing in the stores are Cobra. So you can see real quick. That's him right there. It's pretty accurate. Pretty spot on. All right, so that does it for him. Let's go for the next one. All right, so the next one is Destro, second in command to Cobra Commander. Although that was always kind of like this back and forth in the schoolyard from when I was a kid, because obviously Serpentor, everybody says Serpentor was the actual head honcho, and then Cobra Commander was second in command. But it was always Cobra Commander that I saw the first part. Then for Serpentor was always coming in like at the for like later seasons or later volumes rather. And so I consider Cobra Commander the head honcho, but it's always a debate that you know, Serpentor was the first guy, and then Cobra Commander, and then Destro was third man in charge. So you can see Destro up front. Now he does come obviously with a stand, which is cool, and it has the Cobra insignia on it. And then check the Joes here. The GI Joes, you can see it come with the logo on the stand here. But he does come with like this big like assault rifle with an actual stand on it, where he's I guess if he's a sniper, a sniping rifle. So I put that, and he comes with a big case. Here, I'll show you. It comes with this case where you can put the rifle in there with its other accessories. So I just put that away because I didn't want to lose it, because I am in the backyard, and if I lose it, those things you'll never find them ever again. So pretty spot on as for what I remember. I never owned Destro when I was a kid. I had Cobra Commander, I had Snake Eyes, I had Gung Ho. Who else did I have? Shipwreck. But other than that, that was the only ones that I really owned. But I had a lot of friends back in the day that had so many of them. So like you go, there are a lot of times when you hang out with your friends, you take your guys, and then you all meet up, you know, at somebody's house, or you know, out somewhere to be able to, you know, play. And then sometimes, you know, you trade and say, oh well, I'll trade you Destro for Snake Eyes or whatever. And as far as I used to do it, I don't know how you guys did it back in the day when you were my age in the 80s, or the early 90s if you were playing with these back in the day. Definitely like